For years, I was the king of early extension. You know what I'm talking about. Coming down in the downswing and rising up out of your posture, hips getting closer to the ball, flipping the club, hurting your back, stalling your hips, all kinds of things. And I was the king for years. There are a few things that I've learned that have really helped me. And I'm going to share a couple ingredients with you today. Very simple, something to do with the setup and your knees and the way they work in the swing. And I think you'll clear your hips better after this video. Let's go. Okay, standing up out of your swing is such a painful move. And when I say painful move, I really mean painful. You see, being the king for a long time of actually standing up out of my posture on the way down, like this, oh, that created so many problems that I actually had to have a couple of back surgeries. And so I had to learn the hard way. Now I could play golf this way. I could play. I could have a good time. I could hit the ball far. I was still hitting 320, 330, but it was putting so much pressure on my back. Besides the physical limitations, let's talk about what it does to your golf swing. So when you get into your backswing like this, and as you start to make a transition, what happens is you will have your hips will come closer into the ball. They'll move closer in, and that will raise you up out of your posture. And then the shaft will get very steep coming down. Okay. And so as you swing down, stand up, shaft gets very steep. And usually what will happen is it'll be so steep that the toe of the club, if you look at your divot, it'll be deeper the toe side of the club as opposed to the heel side. All right. And so we have all kinds of issues with this. This is why this is a problem, is when we come up, we have to stall to let our arms catch up instead of just rotating through the swing. And we'll be inconsistent. And that's when we hit those sometimes even a pull hook when you're shut in the face, or you pull it, come across, you just lose power and it's just a bad move. Now you can play golf that way. I did it for years, but it's really hard to be consistent. And so it really comes down to, for me, a couple of things that I want to show you. And I'm so excited to show you these today because I really do believe these things can help you because they've helped me. Now, let me get a ball here really quick. One of the things that I don't think we talk about enough is that the golf swing is it's just a chain reaction. Okay, your golf swing is like a system, right? So one component in the system is always going to interact with and be affected by other components in the system. So for example, if your setup is not right, then it's going to be really hard to have a good takeaway, set the club in the backswing. The backswing is not right, it's going to be really hard. There's a lot of manipulation that has to happen on the way down in order to compensate for whatever is off in the swing. And so that's why we talk about what is the root problem, what is the root cause, and how to fix that. Getting to hit through some sprinklers today. I think they're watering the dirt. Okay, here we go. So there are two ingredients that if you get these down, I really believe that you're going to start feeling like that you can turn through and really turn through the hitting area, the hitting zone, and not slide and come in close to the ball and stand up. And I know you've practiced this. I did 100 times. And of course, every time I filmed myself, I was still standing up, of course. But here's one thing that I believe will help. Setup is often misunderstood and it's often overlooked. Okay. So when we think about a setup, sometimes, I used to think when I was younger that I used to play shortstop in baseball. And so I would be ready down here. I'd be told to get into an athletic stance. And so I'd be down here in an athletic stance, right? Or playing defense in basketball, getting low. So I used to set up like that. Weight clear back here, feeling like I was very athletic. The rear end sticking way out here, my weight kind of on my heels. That's a disaster for your golf swing because as you swing back and you load into this right side, if you were to make the proper turn, you're going to hit 6 feet behind the ball. I mean, it's going to be like a backhoe, right? And so getting here, back here, and then all of a sudden you're going to hit way behind it. So the only thing that you can do as an athlete is to go from here and to raise up out of your posture. That's the only chance you have of hitting the ball. And some days you might have really good timing. You might be hitting it well. You go out the next day and you're like, what the heck, right? Okay, so setup position, and then I'm going to give you a drill here in the end that I think you're really going to like. Okay, so this is the way I like to teach the setup, is just to hold the club straight out like this, the slightest knee flex, and then feel like you're rounding from the top, okay? Rounding from the top like this. There. So that's the feeling that I'd love you to try to get into. Instead of being down here perfectly back straight, you actually feel like you're kind of falling a little bit forward, but you have the knee flex keeping you here, so the weight's more towards the balls of your feet, and you're rounded here, okay? So let me show you what that does. When you're in this position right here, you tend to, when you swing back, you tend to want to get a little taller, okay? So as I'm swinging back here, I'm feeling tall, all right? I'm still making a really good shoulder turn, and I'm still loaded up on the inside of this right foot, okay? But I'm feeling like I'm not taking my chin and my head and moving it down like I see a lot of my students do. I'm like rotating my shoulder up, and so I'm feeling tall. That's really key. So if you have this rear leg, if it's bent too much and you're really trying to get into the ground, then the only choice you have is to come up, okay? Golf works in opposites, right? So what we want to do is feel tall in our swing, and then from there, then we can actually get down into the swing. You see that? So my chest can come down in, the club can shallow naturally without me doing a whole lot to it. My rear end goes back and my chest gets closer, and now see, I'm into my legs. And then of course you extend at the end. It's just not that early extension, okay? So let me give you just a demonstration of kind of a bad way to do this, and a way that I used to play for many years. So set up back here, I'm on my heels, get right in here, and then raise up out of the posture. That hurts my back just doing that. I'm gonna need to go visit a hospital soon. Okay, just a ton of pressure on the back. Now, I'm not gonna swing hard at this ball, but I just want you to notice that I'm tall, and then I get down into my legs, okay? So I get down into my legs, but it starts with the setup, okay? So notice the different setup right here. So I'm rounded here. I'm rounded, and I'm feeling like my weight is closer to my toes. That way, when I come up, I can actually get back into the ball of my feet and into my heel, okay? But if I start in my heel, I'm gonna wanna get into my toes. All right, so I'm gonna feel like I'm almost kind of just gripping the ground with my toes, and I'm gonna feel really tall, and then I'm gonna get down into it, okay? All right, so that one was kind of an exaggeration of me trying to really feel like I'm tall here, and then I've got that move there, okay? So the setup position is really key for this. And if the setup's not right, because the setup actually sets up everything you do in the swing. So if the setup is not correct, it's gonna be really hard, no matter how hard you try, it's gonna be really hard to come down in and stay down into your posture and shallow out the club, all those things, you know, the buzzwords. It's gonna be hard to do that if you don't have a proper setup. So setup is number one. Okay, so you've all seen the chair drill, probably in the bench, and using a golf bag, whatever you want. But this right here is what I'm using it now is really for my setup, okay? And so what I want you to do is stand next to something I just pulled a bench over. Get about maybe a fist away from your rear end to the bench, about a fist away, so not clear out here, but not necessarily touching it. So what we want to do, a little bit of a rounding, slight bend of knees, And you should be able to address the ball without touching the bench. Okay. That's really, really important for this. Now, what I'm going to do on the downswing, of course, is I want to make contact with the bench, but I don't want to start back there because in the golf swing, I'm going to go the other way. Okay. Okay. So again, one fist here, about one fist right there. And I'm going to kind of lean over, sort of roll my chest over, have a little bit slight knee flex. I'm feeling a little bit more in my toes. And I want to miss the bench on the way up and really come into the bench on the way down. Okay, so that right there, that just allows me to feel nice and tall and get in that really good setup position, but then also concentrate on getting into my legs and rotating the hips through. Give that a shot. I hope you enjoyed this video today. And I hope that these moves that we talked about, simple moves with just the setup and that transition move and getting that little squat, feeling a little bit taller, you know, on our backswing, those things have really helped me to feel what it's like to really clear the hips and to hit more consistent, powerful shots. So if you like this and if this helps you, would love to have you aboard. Please like and subscribe. And until next time, have a great day.